Welcome back to Wave 3 Listens. Believe it or not, there are a few positives from this pandemic, and one of them being more emphasis on mental health. With me now is James Allsopp, and I hope he doesn't mind if I call him Jim. We know each other. He is a board member at Bridgehaven, and mental health is really what Bridgehaven is all about. Jim, thank you so much for joining us today. If you don't mind by kicking it off with maybe a little bit about Bridgehaven and your relationship as a board member.
Oh, yeah. Well, thank you, John. I appreciate being on today to be able to share the good word about Bridgehaven. Bridgehaven provides very high quality community-based psychiatric rehabilitation and recovery services, education, so many different services, and we can talk about some more in detail. Starting about 1955, 1956, from the Louisville section of the National Council of Jewish Women, who studied mental health needs in Kentucky. And really the outcome of that study was all about how to keep, people out of hospitals and those coming out of hospitals to get back in the community and participate further, foregoing hospitalization if necessary. I can tell you just recently we were looking at some of the 2019-2020 data that the recovery outcomes, for folks in this program, 99% of them achieved their recovery outcomes. And to back that point up about the hospitalization, literally about $829,000 saved in community healthcare costs. John, my association is a couple. One, I'm on the Bridgehaven Board of Directors, and second, I've had my own personal journey with mental health. Recently, I talked with Brian Good about that on Give for Good Day, and today kind of reemphasizing some of that. And when I was a young man, I lost a grandmother who took her own life over depression, and I fought my own battle throughout the years and tried to recognize that. So in a way, I'm giving back not only for my own mental health but for this community as well, using my personal and some Brown-Forman resources.
Well, Jim, I think you're an inspiration, not only as a board member, but because you are obviously coming out of this mental issue that you had, a winner. I know you to be very active in the community, very successful. Let's talk a little bit about the services that Bridgehaven offers. I know you mentioned that in the 50s, it was about getting people to transition from a mental facility back into the community and their families, but the services have expanded. Talk a little bit about that, Jim.
Yeah, I mean, people think therapy right away, individual and group therapy. But what Bridgehaven is so uniquely known for is a lot of their therapeutic rehabilitation. Is just amazing. You see on the screen dual diagnosis groups and independent living skills to teach people, cooking, self-care, household skills. Our pet therapy with Sawyer, the therapy dog, and Harley and Quinn, the therapy cats, medication management. And then what's most important, I know you're a big advocate for your own health in physical health, but Bridges to Health clinic and wellness program about the whole body. It's not just the mind, but it's also your physical health and your mental health together for the whole person on weight, nutrition, exercise, as well as the mental health therapies that are provided through Bridgehaven's organization.
Jim, I know you and the entire board, everyone at Bridgehaven is excited about the Mental Health Rally. Tell us about it and how will it further your mission?
Well, the mental health affects 1 in 4 Americans, and that means at least, knowing at least one individual who suffers maybe in silence, or folks like myself who are getting good therapy and I for years had ignored my own symptoms. So Bridgehaven, our mental health rally is an output of, normally we're able to have a breakfast in December, a big gathering that we had at a local hotel. Well, with COVID, certainly we've not been able to do that. So this mental health rally is more about social media and how do we get to folks to still raise funds that are needed so much for this organization, as well as try to show the support of what is so important in this day and time right now about mental health, with the isolation and things that are going on for individuals with fears over COVID. But certainly this mental health rally, you'll see if you go to bridgehaven.org and if you plug into the social media pieces of this organization, one of the really important things about the mental health rally is understanding those individuals in our organization who have recovered and have talked about their journey of recovery, which is so important.
Yeah, Jim, let's talk a little bit more about how COVID has affected Bridgehaven. It seems like every business I talk to on the show, it's about how has the pandemic affected you and your business. For Bridgehaven, I would think you're probably really heavily affected by COVID because it is all about mental health. Tell us a little about that, Jim.
Yeah, I mean, mental health nor Bridgehaven to take a break in this pandemic. It actually increased the need for these services due to isolation and illness fears. This brought on more mental health issues. For some folks who've never experienced them. I know in the last month we've had 19 new members. After the last time I was on your station, we got so many different referral calls. And people, when you start understanding mental health illness or mental illness, understanding worry, anxiety, long-lasting sadness, irritability, societal withdrawal, extreme changes in moods or dramatic changes in eating or sleeping patterns, and then to the extreme side of that, of feeling of hurting yourself or others. Before you ever get to that, recognizing these symptoms and getting therapy, and that has all has been exacerbated by COVID and, like I said, these isolation issues. So, this has been tough for Bridgehaven. They've lost some dollars and services have changed, and it costs more to be able to do socially distanced therapies and servicing in a very creative yet COVID healthy way for the members. So you can't have really some of the in-person type therapies for individuals, and it's had to been more of a personal outreach, but certainly it's still remained serving our members in every special way that we can.
Jim, what do you expect viewers, people who want to participate, to learn at Bridgehaven's Mental Health Rally? What is your mission at this rally specifically? Is it really emphasizing COVID and how to react to that, or does it go a little bit deeper than that?
It really goes more deeper into the services for Bridgehaven, and understanding some of the graphics that you showed, understanding what we do and what we're about and who we're serving, and then also to help us to fundraise at this time. Like I said, we normally have a breakfast, have 800 to 1,000 people there at that breakfast who really help to support this organization. But not being able to do that, in days like today, and being able to, for this week in giving, asking folks to donate, at any amount you can, or possibly supplying a monthly contribution by going to bridgehaven.org or joining the society. I mean, any amount matters, but gifts of recovery, if you think $500 per year for 5 years is $41 or so a month, less than monthly internet, or giving for hope, $1,000 per year for 5 years, only $83 a month, or if you can give more, whatever you can afford, any amount matters to help this organization succeed the best way possible.
Jim, on a personal level here, it's good to see you doing so well. Thank you for the work that you do for Bridgehaven. And again, we encourage everyone to go to the website that you see on the screen. James Allsopp, Jim to me. Jim, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Very, very much appreciate the time.
And we'll be right back on Wave 3 Listens.